I'm Allison Jonjak, the Cranberry Outreach Specialist with the University of Wisconsin-Madison Division of Extension. These videos are the on-demand recordings of UW Extension and the Wisconsin State Cranberry Growers Association's virtual brown bag lunch series. These monthly sessions offer growers and researchers a way to share timely and relevant information. We hope you'll enjoy and continue to engage with us.
Hi, I'm Tom Lochner, the Executive Director of the Wisconsin State Cranberry Growers Association. We're excited to be a partner with Extension to bring you research-backed resources, tools, and tips to keep Wisconsin marshes productive and profitable.
Welcome you to the July 21st virtual brown bag. Our July season is, of course, the last growing season updates brown bag before we will meet in person at the Summer Field Day and Trade Show on August 9th. So for a little bit of housekeeping, I have transcripts on. If you're not seeing those, click up in the settings and you should be able to see the live transcripts. Go ahead and keep yourself muted unless you are asking a question. I do like to encourage people to ask questions live and throughout. I think both verbal questions, or if you type questions in the chat box, you can either set that to everyone or you can set it to Allison Jonjak. If you set it to just me, then I'll ask that question anonymously on your behalf. We're going to have a couple of polls in today's session, and if you're on mobile, that might not be the easiest, so feel free to type your thought or share your thought verbally if your voting's not working. And yeah, I'll go ahead and hand it over to Tom for a quick welcome from the Growers Association.
Oh, well, thanks, Allison. We just welcome everybody to our July brown bag seminar. We do these routinely throughout the year, and we try to make the topics timely to what's going on in the growing season. Allison does a good job of that, working along with the education committee. So we are excited to continue to provide this service to growers. And actually, as I look at the participants list, it's pretty much across North America. So we'd welcome you to today's brown bag. Just one quick reminder and announcement is that, of course, the summer meeting, field day, and trade show is coming up August 9th. Allison mentioned that. We will be at the research station again this year. We expect to turn out vendors and growers. We would encourage you to get your reservations in or order your meal tickets so we can make sure we have a good count. We have some new things to show at the research station. We've got 12 different projects going on that will be highlighted during the mini clinic on the marsh programming throughout the day, and hopefully we'll have things of interest to anybody and everybody that wants to participate. And of course, it also gives growers the chance to have conversations with one another and really do a lot of networking, in which we encourage as well. So it's a major event for us, and your participation is important for us to have a successful day, and we hope to see you there. So with that, Allison, I'll turn it back over to you, and looking forward to hearing from today's speakers.
Yeah, fantastic. We are going to have today our usual observations from the field, but due to a lot of the interns being on vacation, several of our usual suspects in the scouting world and the IPM world were not able to join because they're actually out scouting. So I'm going to give just some quick observations from the field. Then we're going to have two what I think will be very useful and informative presentations. I have them in reverse order on this slide here, but Jed Cahoon is going to give us a lot of information on new plantings, best practices for making new plantings, fertilizing and weed treating new plantings, the whole gamut. And then Christelle Godot is going to give us information on flea beetle updates. So that's going to be everything from life cycle questions to what chemistries are our best bets right now to nematode projects that are ongoing. So everything new plantings. And then also Jed was going to have a little bit on tank mix information as well. And then everything flea beetle. So I will dive into my quick and easy field observations. It has broken from the strong drought in most cases. Most people are now getting a fair amount of rain, not enough to not have to irrigate at all, but at least not so much that our dikes are turning brown. So in general, rain is coming again. People move through bloom at a little bit quicker than average, but still not breakneck. So we were able to have good pollinator participation in most cases, especially once rain started happening. And as I see right now, and as people are making observations, it looks like we have the opportunity to have a good crop this year. There's of course no way of knowing what happens between July 22nd and harvest, but right now people have a good number of berries per upright, and sizing up is happening appropriately. People are out there with their fertilizer booms. It did have a little bit of kind of sporadic hail across the northern swath of growers, which is what I've got a photo of there. And then also last year felt very late for flea beetle emergence. The trial that we had expected we would have applied in my trial area. I try to apply when I'm getting about 50 to a sweep set. We were expecting to make that application last year in the first week of August. We weren't able to make it until the 17th of August because population was slower to emerge than usual. This year, it looks like flea beetles are emerging earlier than usual. And so I have a quick poll question on that, assuming I can make that run. So I'm gonna launch this poll. And so when did you see your first flea beetle? The week starting of June 25th, the week starting July 2nd, the week starting July 9th, the week starting July 16th, so this week, or I haven't seen one yet. Jed had been making mention early in the year, and they have a different species of flea beetle in the vegetable crops, but it was a very devastating pest in some of his, was it bok choy trials? We're getting a fair amount of answers in here, so I'll go ahead and show these results. It looks like about half the people have voted, and looking at my list of people, it looks like we're about half growers and half researchers. So we'll, okay, and so we're having a little bit different answers than I had expected. I'm seeing no one saw one the week of June 25th, which is what I expected, but only one that first week of July. 4 people that week of July 9th, and 5 people that week of July 16th, and then 9 people, so just over half of the voting respondents have not seen a flea beetle yet. And that does seem to be a smidge earlier than our usual observations compared with last year, which was a lot later than our usual observations. And I think that's about, yeah, that's a very, very quick field observations. I'm happy to take questions from the audience and give our other speakers, Jed and Christelle, a minute to collect themselves if anyone has any questions that you want to ask across the growership. So I will give people one more opportunity to ask questions, but while we do, I want to thank in reverse order, Christelle for all the excellent flea beetle information. I want to thank Jed for the new planting information and the tank mix follow-ups. Remember Christelle's video on the tank mixing practices as well. And then thank Tom and the Growers Association for helping co-host these with University of Wisconsin-Madison Division of Extension. And I also want to thank all of you for joining and all of you who asked questions today. I think the questions really make these great. We'll see you hopefully August 9th at the research station for the Summer Field Day and Trade Show.